Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everything going? Good morning. Straight hair to I don't know how to say that, babe. Good morning, fatty food blogger, Miss Right Time. Good morning, Ken 30. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? All right, so I'm going to let the room settle before I even start talking. I know how this goes. The school teacher in me is, I can't start teaching until everything's settled because it's distracting. So good morning, Amina. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. DJ GME 244. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So also, since this is lesson 2 of my series, the Midas Touch of Feminine Energy, you might want to go ahead and make sure that you grab pen or pencil and some paper. Sleepy Veggie, good morning. Good morning. So hopefully everyone has something that you can write on, and I'm going to let the room kind of get settled before I even start teaching. Like I said, the school teacher in me, I don't like the in and out, the bouncing around, because it's very distracting. It's distracting to me. It's distracting probably to other people who are coming into the room, and we're ready to get started. Good morning, Amina. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? Today is Friday, so it's such an exciting day. I'm so happy to actually be able to do this on Friday. Jessica Michelle, good morning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let everybody get settled. And what I want to hear from you is below in the comment section, I need you to drop either a pen or a pencil or a paper, or you can just simply put ready so that we can get started and get settled. If you haven't been here before, my name is Brill, and I'm the creator of the Pedestal Wife Society. I am the Pedestal Wife. So we've been talking about how do you develop that Midas touch of feminine energy. When a woman has that Midas touch of feminine energy, everything she touches brings opportunities, it brings connections, it brings relationships, it brings money, it brings happiness. But a lot of women haven't done what it takes in order to develop that Midas touch of feminine energy. So I've started an entire series of how to get that happening for women so that they can connect and have the benefits of feminine energy. So if you have been with me since lesson 1, or if you have not, if you're an Inner Circle member, the first lesson should be in your membership, or if you have purchased the workshop, the Midas Touch of Feminine Energy, it will be located there. Amina said, I'm doing well. How are you feeling? I'm feeling wonderful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This is actually probably going to be one of my favorite lessons. I don't know. I probably shouldn't claim that because I have 4 more planned. I have 4 more lessons planned. So this may not be my most favorite, but I feel like this is going to be the best. So make sure that you have time to grab your pen, pencil, paper. I need something from you to indicate that you're ready to go forward today's lesson, and you're going to need something to write on for this. If you are determined to develop the Midas touch for feminine energy, it's absolutely needed. You will see a change in opportunities, connection, relationships, happiness, love, marriage. All of these things are so much possible because the feminine energy has the Midas touch. But a lot of women are so disconnected from feminine energy that they don't understand what they're losing. There's an expression that says you cannot miss what you have not had before. So if you've never had that deep connection with feminine energy, you don't understand what you're missing. And in this series and workshops that we're going to be doing, you're going to get an understanding of why it's needed and how you can utilize it and cultivate it so you can go to that next level. I'm not one of those ones who want to sit up here and brag and talk about the fact that since I've been a woman who has intentionally been in her feminine energy, connections have come out the woodwork, abundance have come out the woodwork, opportunities have come out the woodwork. People gravitate and want to connect with me easily, and this is due to feminine energy. And this is where we want to have that deep connection with it. We want to stop denying it. I know that society has taught us that the only energy that's actually been promoted or pedestalized is masculine energy, what I call Herculean energy. That is the only energy, and the world has been shaped in that image. So a lot of women, it is not your fault that you don't have this deep connection with your feminine energy. It is because it is not pedestalized. It is not something that is, you know, people don't have conversations about feminine energy. A lot of times you may have, only place you can go and have the conversation is social media. And we're going to change that. We're bringing about the change and helping women to get that deep connection with feminine energy so that you can experience having that Midas touch. You can experience walking in a room and immediately people are gravitating towards you. You can experience being, you know, the person that you're just existing and being present and opportunities fall in your lap. You can be that person that opens up abundance and money and resources and happiness. So this is what we're trying to obtain. This is what we desire. But you have to have someone who has an understanding of how to get there. And that is what I'm here for. That is what I'm going to be. Today I'm going to be your mentor. My name is Brielle. This is lesson 2 of the Midas Touch of Feminine Energy. If you don't want to miss a lesson, you're going to have to go into the link in my bio and you click that workshop link and it will take you to the Midas Touch of Feminine Energy so you can get all of the lessons, because there could be multiple lessons available to you. And the reason why I'm doing them free on social media is because this makes my heart sing. It makes my heart sing. It gives me the ability to give something free to my community, to people who don't have access to the resources to pay for it. But then it doesn't stay on social media. It does go into the workshop where it's going to live. Or if you're in a circle member, it will be a membership. So what I need from you today is not only I need your trust, I need you to grab something that you can write on. And I need some indication in the comment section that you are ready for us to go into lesson 2. And lesson 2 is how to develop the Midas touch of feminine energy. It starts with you. So I need some indicator that you're ready to go, you're ready to move forward, because you're going to need some paper in order to do the activity so that we can start bridging that gap to who you are today to who you want to be. And I'm going to tell you my process and how I've done it over and over and over again, and how I've changed my identity, and you can see the reflection in my reality. So give me something down in the comment section to show that you can write just ready, or you can drop a pen or a pencil or a notebook. I don't care which one you use. I just need to know you're settled and you're ready to go for it, and you want to learn about how to develop the Midas touch of feminine energy, and it starts with you. So I'm going to be waiting. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rebirth. Good morning, some About Spice. Good morning, Nappy Susie. Good morning, loves. How are you all doing? I'm so happy to see the Inner Circle members in the building. You all empower me. It's just like, you remember how we talked about the fact that when feminine energy get in the same room, it's so powerful. Just being in the same room with other feminine energy beings, you improve your energy, you improve your manifestation abilities. You have that connection that you can reach the heavens. So I love seeing you all in the building. I thank you and appreciate you for being here, because you took time out your day to be with me, and you don't have to. You could literally be doing something else. You could literally be doing something else. Today is Friday. Like, today is play day. Today is the day that you could be having fun. You could be going out to lunch. You could be doing all things, anything but being here, but you're taking your time out to be with me. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So in lesson 1, we learned about a concept. It's called feminine energy is your truth. Feminine energy is you. You cannot allow your identity to struggle. And some of you are allowing your identity to struggle. And let me tell you how you're doing it. You're allowing your identity to struggle when you say, I cannot do this because I'm overweight. I cannot do this because I'm not pretty enough. I cannot do this because I don't have the education. I can't do this because I don't have the friends. I can't do this because I'm not feminine enough. You're allowing your identity to struggle. And when you allow your identity to struggle, this disconnects you from your feminine energy. And we have even a semblance of disconnection with feminine energy. What happens, this disconnects you from that Midas touch. This is the reason why some of you are faltering, even though you feel like you're doing everything you need to do in order to be feminine. But when you do it, there's always this sense of doubt, this sense of fear, this sense of anxiety, this sense of uncertainty. And when you have this is the struggle. So what we want to do, we want to look at how can we stop struggling with our identity? Because moving forward and shifting our identity and bridging the distance between who we are versus who we want to be, it's going to give us that deep connection with feminine energy. It's going to help us to tap into that Midas touch so that when we walk in rooms, Just our presence alone brings opportunities. When we walk in room, just our presence alone brings in abundance. When we walk in room, just being there is a calming and soothing thing that people feel around us. But you have to start struggling with your identity. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to teach you how to do that because I had to do that. And I had to do it multiple times. If you were to go back and look at my YouTube, look at the very first video that I put out, you can see that I lacked confidence in what I was doing, that I lacked confidence in what I was teaching. But when I started working on my identity and it started shifting and I started to become more confident in my skills, in my teaching, in my service, in my community, you can see how it affected my reality. You can see how I showed up. You can see how when you shift your identity, it's here first. It's inside first. The worst mistake that people make is they try to shift their looks. So you got a pretty face. You got a wig on, you got makeup on, but you don't have the confidence to carry it off. And that is the struggle. And when you struggle, that's the disconnect. But how do we go about getting and bringing those two things together? I'm your girl. I can teach you how to bring those two things together. So this is where your pencil or pen and paper is going to come into play. What I'm going to need you to do is create what I call a T-chart. Y'all know I used to be a teacher. So this is what it looks like. This is a T-chart. Okay, you're just going to do a little T. And on your left-hand side, you're going to write who I am. And on your right side, you're going to write who I want to be in 5 years. And what I'm going to do, I want you to write 5 things. And I'm going to give you an example of how I use this because I did this when I was 250 pounds and I lost 100 pounds. I looked at who I am and this is about 10 to 15 years ago when I did this. I wrote down that I was lazy. I wrote down that I was overeating. I wrote down that I was depressed. I wrote down that I was unhappy. And on the other side, when I wrote in my section, who I want to be in 5 years, I wrote down that I want to be able to go to the gym 3 to 5 days a week, that I want to eat healthy and nutritious meals, that I want to be happy and living in pleasure. Because I'm so blessed and I lived a blessed life. I've always been a stay-at-home mother and wife for 22 years, but something was missing. And I didn't know what that was. But I went on this journey to figure out how do I bridge this gap. Because the thing is, most people think if I give it some time, that it's going to change. And I'm going to tell you that time is not even real. Time is something that someone created because they wanted to be able to, they want to have a way to actually document life. That is what time has done. And a lot of people put a lot of stock in time. They're like, well, in 5 years, I'm going to be married with 2 kids. In 5 years, I'm going to be more confident and 10 pounds lighter. In 5 years, I'm going to have a better job and a great career. So many people put so much stock in time, but you don't realize that if you don't bridge the gap between who you are and who you want to be, you will still be that person 5 years from now. And we're going to talk about how did I bridge that gap? Because this is how you skip the line. If you really want to know how you skip and bring things closer to you instead of waiting 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in order to have something, this is how you do it. When I wrote down that I'm lazy and I'm overeating, I looked at it and I realized that if these things don't change now, in 5 years, I will be lazier. In 5 years, I'll still be overeating. What I had to do was create a plan so I can bridge the gap between who I am and who I want to be in 5 years. So instead of just accepting that I was lazy, overeating, and counting on time to make that correction, I created a plan. I went into planning mode. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn about health. I'm going to learn about calories in and calories out. I'm going to read everything about weight loss. I'm going to get in a circle of women who are looking for the same things that I am looking for because it's so empowering to be around women who are on the same journey. And I made a plan so that I can get in front of, or basically I can skip the line because time is not real. Most of us are still waiting on the time to make a change in our life. Some people are still waiting on time to heal wounds. And you've heard that expression before, time heal all wounds. I'm going to tell you it doesn't. All it does is allow the wound to fester and be hidden. If you don't take and make a decision to heal the wound and move forward beyond it, that wound will continue to fester and just stay there, because time doesn't heal all wounds. Time is not even real. Time is something we develop in order to document our lives so that we can be from point A to point B in a certain amount of time. But a lot of us are relying on time for things that we can actually change if we learn how to skip the line. If you've heard the expression of jumping timelines, this is what you're going to be able to do. So this is what I want you to do before we even blow past that. I want you to drop something in the comment section based off who you want to be in 5 years. Drop at least one thing, but on your T chart, do at least 5 things for this activity. Then after the live stream, maybe if you want to add more to it, you can do so, because I'm going to give you an entire process of how you can skip the line and how you can have it now. Why are you waiting 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years to have the very things that are available to you right now? This is what I mean by developing that identity, that you can have that thing, that you don't have to struggle to have that thing. And this is how you develop that Midas touch, because you have true connection with your identity. You don't struggle with it. You don't struggle with it. You know what you want. So all you have to do is kind of move forward. So I see one thing now, own my own home. Yes, go ahead. Don't be shy. This is a safe place to write these things down here, and having a community that supports it moving forward, having a community that's not going to laugh at you, that's going to help you move forward in the things that you want to do. This is what is here. This is what the Pedestal Wife Society is all about. This is a wonderful community. So don't be shy. Write it down in the comment section. Happy, healthy, rich in love, money, friends, and family. Yes. Having a lifestyle will give me the freedom to rest in my feminine and travel abroad. Absolutely. Do you have any other people who are brave? Like, be brave, be bold, be confident that you are deserving of what you want now, not 5 years from now. There's too many women I meet that say, well, I can get it in a year. I can get it in 5 years. I can get it in 10 years. I can get it in 15 years. I can get it in 20 years. Why not get it today? Why not get it now? You can get it now, but you have to learn that in order to get something and make and bridge that gap between who you are now and who you want to be, you have to make the plan. You have the desire. The desire is born from your heart, is born from your intuition, it's given to you by God. Why haven't you created a plan? And that's what we're going to focus in on now. Let's talk about plans. Own my business. Having a healthy feminine and masculine energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you have anybody else who's bold and you want to put it out there, just put it out there on Front Street. It's also a way of acknowledging that there is something that you truly desire, because when you have that struggling identity, it prevents you from moving forward and it can keep you stuck. How can you be in your feminine energy and have that Midas touch when you're conflicted over what's next or what you can have? It's not possible. It's like being pulled in 2 different ways. And so you want to get to a place where this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is what I desire, and this is what I'm going to have. Yes, travel, an acclaimed photographer, artist, and writer, yes. So everyone has put something down there. What is the plan? Because that's what you have to do. When I realized who I am now, and I've done this multiple times, especially being on YouTube, I said, I want to show up to you all, and I want to be the self-confident teacher that I was in the classroom. I didn't want to get up here and struggling, looking down, and scared about what people are going to say, and scared about who's going to come, and scared of the community that I am banding together to create. I wanted to show up self-confident and in love and nurturing and being the feminine energy woman that I truly am in real life. And I didn't want to have to put on a caricature or some type of mask. And I realized in order to do that, I have to be transparent. I have to be vulnerable. I have to be real. I have to say it like it is. I have to be this is how it is, and this is what I stand on. I have to come on with principles. And every time I have to show up for myself so that I can show up for my community. And you can see that evolution on YouTube. If you're interested in it, I do have a YouTube page. You can go and click the link in my bio, and you can go to the first video, and you'll see how I came on very shy, very scared. And you can see the evolution when I started shifting my identity to the baddie who deserves, the confident woman, the woman who's going to step, the woman who can serve, the woman who can speak, the woman who's in her feminine energy. When you see that evolution, you can see not only did I speak up, that my voice changed, that my presence changed, that my energy changed. You can see the evolution. And that is how you start from who I am to who you want to be. You have to bridge that gap. You have to create a plan. So if you want to travel, you want to be an acclaimed photographer, an artist, and writer, what are you doing to obtain that? Are you getting in a circle of people who are doing that? Are you getting the education that you're going to need to do that? Are you putting yourself in position? Or what are you doing to obtain that? So create a plan. That's how you bridge the gap, because time is irrelevant. Time does not heal all wounds. Time does not solve all problems. What it does, it gives you time. And this is the reason why you come across certain people and you've seen them 5 years and then you give them 5 more years and there's no change. That is because they're sitting still thinking that time is going to be the factor that's going to change them, that's going to make the decision. The time is going to make lead the way and change for them to have the life that they want. But a plan will do that for you. That is how you do that. That is how you take who you are now and who you want to be in 5 years. This is how you bridge the gap. So instead of waiting 5 years, you can have it tomorrow. Instead of waiting 10 years, you can have it today. Instead of waiting for time to happen, get a plan. So if you want something, you want to be a happily married woman with 2 kids in 5 years, why aren't you dating? Why aren't you living your life? Why aren't you doing the things that's going to get you there? When I talked to my husband about these things, he told me something I feel like I need to share with you all that's going to be gold, especially if you're currently dating and that's on your list and you're like, I'm the woman who's sitting at home, watching shows late nights based on watching Netflix, but I want to be the woman who's going out, dating, and having fun. You need to be going to the places where you want your husband to be. If you want your husband to be out and going to bookstores, you want him to be a reader, you need to join groups where people are doing that. You need to go places where they're celebrating that. You want to go to places where you want your husband to be. You want to go to places where you want that to be a part of his personality and identity. You need to go where he's going to be. And essentially, that's going to be something that you value anyway. So if you're a reader, you need to go where other readers are, because you want your husband to read. If you're a person who loves movies, you're going to go out to the movies. You're going to make sure that you're going to places where you want him to be. You're not going to be going out to lounges and clubs and places where you don't want your man to be. Do you really want your man to be in a strip club? Do you really want your man to be in lounges and hookah bars, unless that's something you like? And that's the reason why you create a plan. You create your plan. So if you're saying, hey, I want this in 5 years. So now you start getting education. Now you start being around people who are doing similar things. Now you start leveling up and becoming what you desire to do. If you have self-confidence issues, then why aren't you doing things that's going to make you more self-confident? Why aren't you, because you know how they say you can dress up and you feel more self-confident. Why aren't you making sure that you have a circle of people who are going to pour in you and make you feel good about yourself? Why are you hanging around people who actually talk nasty to you and tell you you don't look good, or you're ugly, or just be real nasty and mean to you? You need to make sure that you have a plan of how you're going to bridge that gap to who you are and who you want to be in 5 years. You do that by creating a plan. You don't do that by saying, I want something. Everybody has a want. Everybody has a desire. Everybody has a thing that they want. They're dreaming just like you're dreaming. But how do you make sure you bridge that gap and you get it now? You get it now by creating your plan. And then you get it now by also giving yourself grace and getting back up and trying again. One of the things when I first started trying to lose weight, and I lost 100 pounds, one of the first things I did to lose weight is that I gave myself grace, because I knew there was going to be some times that I'm going to fall down. I'm not going to eat well. I'm going to eat unhealthy foods. I knew that I had issues where I would eat according to my feelings. I was an emotional eater. So instead of me getting down on myself and chucking my diet altogether, or basic lifestyle plan altogether, what I would do is give myself grace and just get back up and try it again. Because when you're making the changes, the voice in your head is going to tell you that you can't do that, or that it's too hard, or that you failed, or that you tried over and over again. It may not be for you. You're going to have to learn how to turn the volume down on that voice. And you're going to have to learn to give yourself grace and do it again and again and again and again. No matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you fall, you're going to get back up, you're going to dust yourself off, and you're going to do it again until you have what you want. I want you to have not only faith, I want you to be persistent. That's the other side of the coin of faith that no one talks about. When a person is persistent, they have faith. They have faith that they're going to get what they desire. They're going to get the things that they're working towards. They're going to have the things they want now instead of 5 years from now. When I hear people talk about, I'm going to have it in 5, I'm going to have it in 10, I'm going to have it in 15, and then you go back and you circle the block and come back to them, what has happened? They still haven't moved because they don't have a plan. They don't have an education of how I'm going to get there. They don't have a circle that's cheering them on. They don't have a community that's pouring into them and inspiring them. I am telling you, make a plan. So if you can bridge that distance between what you want now and 5 years from now, so that you can have it today. You can have it today by getting started today. You can have it today by giving yourself grace and getting back up and dusting yourself off and saying, I'm going to get it no matter what. It is not people who have just the desire and the dream to actually get the thing. It's people who have persistence that get the thing. It's the people who have give themselves grace and they don't allow themselves to talk themselves out of something that they need or desire. These are the people who win it all. It's not even the smart people. And I consider myself to be truly intelligent. I consider myself to be those ones who have a great handle of comprehension. But I understand that I will still fail if I'm not willing to give myself grace and be persistent. When I started doing live streaming, I had literally two people that would show up every single time that I turned on the live stream. I kept practicing and showing up and giving myself grace and not getting down on myself. I literally had family members who be like, you only got 2 people. Who are you talking to? Baby, I'm talking to the community that is here that isn't yet. I'm talking to the growing community that will be that isn't here yet. Sometimes you have to be persistent and have faith to continue to go on and on and on until you get there. We have a society that is like, oh, well, it's got to happen now, or it's not going to happen. And they give up too soon. You can't give up too soon. The desire that comes from your heart is something that God planted there for a reason. You don't know where it's going to lead to you. One of the things that I've learned, and this comes from experience, is that sometimes intuition doesn't pay right away. It doesn't. Sometimes it pays in dividends. Sometimes it pays in a year. Sometimes it pays in 2 years. You don't know why you're being led or pulled to do something. Sometimes you do it and you're like, where is it at? Where's the results at? Where's the things at? And that's not the way it works. Sometimes it's setting up plan A and then the next thing is being set up. But the things that you put into it, all the things that you're doing, it pays off later sometimes. And some people get hurt that it's not paying dividends right away. And that's when you realize you did it, you paid in, you did something that you pulled and it resonated with you. Just like this, I'm going to tell you this right here. The way that I run my business where I do the content for free. And then, yes, I package it up once all the lessons are done and I'll put it in the workshop and I'll sell it. When I was doing this before, I didn't know why. And I've been questioned on why I do it this way. Some people say you should not do it all for free. You should do it all, package it up, put it in a program, and then sell it. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it this way because this gives you a way to preview the content and the type of the style of teaching that I have, so that you see if it resonates with you or something that you desire or something that's going to be helpful to you overall. Because I actually understand that the money that you have, I value you because you value me. I value the fact that you are willing to pour into me and invest in me. And I don't take that loosely. I understand that that means something. where you invest in, where you put your money in, that means something. And it actually gives a way for me to actually do what I wanted to do in the first place. In the beginning, I wanted to do it all free. But I realized that the people who get free, they don't value it. So that's the reason why I do it this way also. But I also know that this gives you a way to experience me and my teaching style. To realize that I'm going to teach differently because I'm an illogical teacher. I'm an illogical teacher. But make a plan. Whatever it is, make a plan in order to get there. Don't rely on time to have it to come about. There's too many people who are relying on time. And time changes nothing unless you change. That's how it works in life. So don't rely that something's going to change for you in 5 years if you're not making anything happen for yourself. And you can actually skip the line and have it now instead of waiting 5 years. Give yourself grace and get back up again. The other side of faith is persistent. These are the people who win. It's the people who are willing to get back up, dust themselves off, give themselves grace when they make a mistake, and try it all over again. These are people who will get to the finish line. It won't be the people who stub their toe and they're out the game. It won't be the people who get embarrassed and they can't handle it and they fall back. It won't be those people. It's going to be the person who has persistence, who keeps getting up. No matter what's going on in their head, they continue to lower the volume. Every time you hear that little voice in your head that's telling you that you can't do it, that it's too difficult, that you're not going to make it, lower the volume on it. And one of the things that I do, and I'm going to give this to you because I think that this may be helpful also. You remember how you would be watching television and they have that little example where they have the devil and the angel on the shoulders? When I am in a difficult situation, I'm at a crossroads, I'd love to imagine the 5-year me being on the shoulder and the person I am today. And I realized that who I listen to is it's only one decision separating the two. So if I choose to listen to who I am today, I will be who I am in 5 years. I will be that person in 5 years. There will be no change. If I listen to who I want to be in 5 years, I will continue to move the needle. I will continue to move forward. I will continue to make progress. I will continue to have wins. So when you're at that crossroad, instead of sitting here and listening to that little voice in your head that tells you that you can't do it, that people are laughing at you, that it's never going to happen, that it's only a dream, I want you to imagine that you have the person you are right now, one on your shoulder, and the person you want to be in 5 years on your shoulder. And I want you to imagine you take whose advice you take and where you're going to be. And this has always consistently helped me to continue to move forward when I was at that crossroad, because you're always going to end up at that crossroad. You're going to end up at that one decision that can be the game changer, that one decision that can move the needle, that one decision that can change your life. You're going to be at that crossroad, and either you're going to listen to who you are today or you're going to listen to the woman you want to be in 5 years. If you listen to the woman you want to be in 5 years, I guarantee you those decisions will compound and they will give out dividends. It will move you forward. And instead of 5 years, you'll end up having that life a whole lot sooner. This is how you change your life. You don't change your life by listening to who you are right now. When you listen to the person who you are right now, they're going to hold you back because they're comfortable, because it's easy, because it doesn't require any energy. What's going to happen if you listen to who you are right now, you're going to be who you don't want to be in 5 years. But if you continue to listen to who you want to be in 5 years, you're going to actually go and live life. You're going to do the things that you want to do. And then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, who was that girl? Who's that girl? Because I am her. You're going to look at back and you're like, oh my gosh, who is that? When I look at my old videos, I'm like, who is she? Like, I don't even like looking at them because I'm like, that's another version. That's another version. That's another time. This is who I am now. But that is because in order to move forward, what I did, I just listened to the 5-year me. I listened to who I wanted to be in 5 years. If I wanted to be self-confident, I didn't keep doing things that won't let me be self-confident. What I did, I put one step in front of the other and I continued to show up for me. I kept one step in front of the other and I continued to be persistent. I put one step in front of the other and I continued to make good decisions that compounded and that paid. And it helped me. It changed my entire reality. It changed how I look. It changed my present and changed my energy. And this is how you develop the Midas touch. This is how you become a force to be reckoned with. This is how when you're around them, your energy is felt. Your presence is felt. The opportunities come because they gravitate towards you because you're in alignment. There is no struggle of identity. As long as you struggle with your identity, you will continue to feel a disconnection.